It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
You're lying to us,
You're
bro.
lying.
No.
Don't lie.
Would you guys be able to tell if I was drunk?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't think I would be able to hide it well enough?
I think of the three of us, I would be able to hide it the best.
No.
Because I've definitely been drunk in front of you guys.
It
and
would
you had no
definitely
idea.
be me.
Otis could hide it the best because Otis has, out of the three of us, has
It's because
been.
Otis could be silent and like either be drunk or like just be in one of his moods.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
how
actually
he would get away with it.
very
That's how
good.
he would get
Yeah,
away
that's
with it.
Cool.
Also,
I like
Otis
it.
has the most experience out of the three of us of taking
Hiding
care of
it?
other drunks and having to force himself sober.
Yes, but I've also
Yeah,
worked
that's
a
very
job for years drunk.
Yes.
So
I don't know, but I think we, being your close friends, would be able to notice if you were drunk. Maybe not your average
There
Samaritan.
is a difference. There definitely is a, ooh, Alex is drunk right now, and ooh, Alex is drunk right now.
Yeah.
What?
Your articulation goes away once you hit.
There's
Like,
there's
a certain
point of
threshold.
No return.
I'm at the level where I'm drunk, but I'm hiding it. Huh?
Yeah, that's the pocket. That is the pocket,
Yeah.
dude.
Don't pocket me.
But then, like, one more shot, there's like an area where, like, ooh, Alex shouldn't have taken that last
pass-
shot.
That's the past of no return.
Yeah.
The point of no return.
It's not me.
But Otis, you have been in a situation where you've had to take care of both of us in separate scenarios.
Yes.
And who's easier to take care of?
Probably.
You know, both of you are pretty
Alex?
difficult, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I'm easy. That's why I don't get that drunk
just
anymore.
difficult in different ways. So I'd say equally difficult.
Well, now am I less difficult to take care of as a drunk now that I've lost weight?
No, because when you do get drunk, it fucking sucks.
It sucks. But now I don't get drunk
Yes,
anymore.
you do.
Like that? No.
That's boring.
What? What do you want from me?
I want you to get drunk.
There's a pocket that we're looking for.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
there's
want
a
to hit that pocket?
I want you to get in.
Right now.
I
No.
want you-
Right now, get in the pocket.
No, eventually,
I
happy
have a bottle of
Thanksgiving.
Jaeger.
What?
A bottle of Jaeger.
No, what am I?
Jaeger in a
fucking
bang?
college right now?
That would be a banger.
Add a deer to the beer, bro. Add a deer to the beer.
No, Jaeger's full of so much sugar.
Licorice.
Licorice.
Black licorice.
But isn't all alcohol really sugar?
yes.
Well, there are certain, like, let's take Fireball, for
Technically-
instance.
no,
has
technically-
a high level of sugar. And will,
Technically, isn't all alcohol just fermented sugars?
I think that's science.
yeah, but once you add more sugar to the fermented alcohol, whatever, this is not an episode about alcohol.
That's
and
Alex.
alcoholism.
That's Alex's actually up and coming podcast that we're working on. So
Oh,
it can't be that booze.
He's working on the title because that's not going to pass.
Why not?
I guess it could if you said it enough.
Welcome to It Can't Be That Booze.
It's-
Brought to you by It Can't Be That Bad. Huh? See? It's already rolling off the tongue.
sponsored by whatever.
By
Whatever alcohol?
Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Dollar Store Rubbing Alcohol.
Brutal.
Wow, is that brutal? At least you have a sponsor, boy.
Listerine.
Oh, Listerine. Actually, solid company to be sponsored by.
That
They
actually
have
is.
millions of dollars.
And your breath is always fresh after. So.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. By the
Gobble,
time
gobble,
this
gobble.
episode drops, it should be Thanksgiving Day.
It should be. It should be.
So Otis,
up?
please say hello to the baddies that are having a
up,
lovely
baddies?
Thanksgiving dinner.
What's up? What's
the
up?
family.
I hope you guys have a wonderful dinner, or get to watch some football.
Yeah.
Woo! I don't even know who's playing football this year for Thanksgiving.
Isn't it the Lions and the...
It's always the Lions and the Cowboys, but there's always that one other game.
What is it about watching football on Thanksgiving Day that is just such a more special event than watching it on any other given day?
It's tradition.
Yeah, it's just a tradition. Yeah.
But yes, happy Thanksgiving, baddies. Hope you guys are enjoying the mashed potatoes, the wonderful turkey. Coleslaw? Is that a Thanksgiving
No,
item?
what the
What are you
fuck?
doing?
I don't know.
Are
I
you
don't know.
American?
Is this your first Thanksgiving?
What
What
the
is
fuck?
wrong?
I'm just
Christian?
listing items from the
Coleslaw?
KFC menu. Yes.
Oh my god.
Green bean casserole,
Is that
Macaroni and cheese?
that's
Cranberry
sounds like
sauce?
Yes.
Yeah.
But no
candied
coleslaw.
yams.
Coleslaw sounds like it's
No,
very
that's a
on
Potato
par.
barbecue.
casserole?
Yeah.
That's a barbecue item.
Yes, you're not naming. So far, you got turkey. That's the only Thanksgiving food you got.
Yeah.
Did
No,
we say
mashed
cranberry?
potatoes and gravy.
Cranberry sauce, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What else?
Okay.
Did we say gravy?
Well,
I
fuck
love
me,
gravy.
right?
Gravy
Yeah.
goes on everything.
Yes, gravy, you could put everything on it.
I had a Mocha Loco the other day.
A loco moco.
Loco Moco.
Yeah.
Lo-
Delicious.
It's so good.
Gravy goes good on anything.
Gravy makes everything better.
You know what
Gravy
makes
you
everything
lose
better?
control. Gravy makes you lose control.
Romantic movies. Because Otis, you brought us a movie today.
I did. It's one of my favorite
and it's
movies
a good
ever.
one. When you brought it up to me, I was both simultaneously excited and just emotional. And I was scared and nervous because the movie that we watched for the Thanksgiving special, Alejandro's excited, is The Notebook.
Yes. Baddies, if you don't see my smile right now, I love this movie. If you can't hear it in my voice, I love it. Every time it's on TV, I watch it and I'll finish it because I watch cable, as we all know.
You watch it with commercials?
Yeah.
Really?
It spaces out, the heartache,
the commercials,
the drama.
Yeah.
But I watched it on Netflix. It is on Netflix for everyone.
Yes, so check it out. If you haven't watched it yet, A, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Exactly.
B, I'm so sorry. And C, get you a girl if that's what you're into, or get you a guy if that's what you're into, or anything in between the spectrum if that's what you're into, because it's modern times.
Yeah.
And watch this movie. Now, I would like to hand it off to Alejandro because it looks like you have so much to say.
This movie for me is I hate that I love this movie. You know what I mean?
We're all on the same boat.
It's one of those things because like I understand how as a cinephile, I understand how important this film is. But I fucking hate this movie.
It's
so sappy. It's so
amazing.
Saturated.
It's amazing.
So up to the brim, but I will also say
There it is.
it's fucking gorgeous.
There it is.
That's what I'm
Baddies.
fucking saying,
From
dude.
the first note in the first frame of the first second.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It's beautiful.
I'm already
It's
almost
one
crying.
of
I
the most
can't.
beautiful films I've ever seen in my
The
life.
color grading of that first scene, the slight slow motion of the man in the canoe,
So good.
so good. A work of art.
The sun
beautiful.
rising as if to tell you, like, here we go. Like,
Here we go.
The first scene was made to tell you, you're about to fucking cry. You're gonna hate yourself, love yourself, hate and love every single significant other you've ever had in the past or presently.
I agree.
It's a slurry of emotions.
It's a masterpiece.
Yes.
it does have its pitfalls, though.
Of course.
Okay.
I
Okay,
will.
good.
Yes.
Every movie does.
But it's a masterpiece.
Obviously, critically, this didn't do the best
It's up and
in all
down.
areas. It's up and
It's
down.
up and down.
It's bipolar in terms
It
of
met
critics.
the requirements though.
Not what that means.
It met the requirements for.
Enough.
For this
Yeah,
show,
Yeah,
yes.
why not?
There we go.
So let's get into the nitty gritty because I know you guys are itching to hear what the critics are saying. So Alejandro, you got your laptop open here. Why don't you tell Baddies how this did?
We watched a movie called The Notebook.
The Notebook.
The
Notebook.
The Notebook. It's rated PG-13 and was released in the year 2004.
Oh my god.
It has a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes, or 124 minutes. That's 4 minutes longer than 2 hours. It has
Thank
a
you.
rating
Thank
of,
you.
You're welcome. It has a rating of 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.5 out of 5 on realreviews.com.
Really? Wow. I didn't know that.
My friends,
Yes.
That's us.
and also Christian and Otis,
Yeah.
That-
would you like to
that is
guess
us.
what percentage of Google users approve of this film?
Otis, after you.
Ladies first.
Not what I meant, but after you.
It is what it is. I love this movie. I trust the people.
Yes.
The people know what they like.
Power to
People
the-
speak the truth.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
All people. Sounds like a prayer. It sounds like church.
That's the
I'm going to
response.
say 94% of Google users.
Nice.
Christian Baltizar.
98%.
Yes.
Honestly, 98%. Is that really your guess, bro? Have we ever seen something that's such a surefire hit? It's a 98%
This is what I'm
on
thinking.
Google.
This is what I'm thinking.
All right.
The people that are touched and moved enough by this film are the only ones that have the energy and enough care to get on Google and hit that
I don't
like
think you
button.
know
I hit
how
the
the- I
like
don't think you
button.
know how the
I
internet
definitely
works,
hit
bro.
the like button
First
on
of
this
all, I don't
movie.
think that's not how the internet
And
works.
if it's not 98% right now, I
punch
want
yourself in
all
the-
of
punch
you
yourself in the dick.
baddies. I want all of you baddies out there to get on Google. Hit that thumbs up and let's get it up to 98% at the very least.
But it's not 98%.
What is it?
What is it?
93%.
Oh, not bad.
Not
That means
bad.
Otis
Otis is
wins.
the closest to the pin.
I'm so
without,
excited.
well, you know, He did go over, but whatever.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was gonna say closest to the pin without going over, but you did. It's fine. It's fine. You were the closest to the pin. That's the game.
I would have said 75 then.
Whatever.
75.
They hate us. 'Cause they hate
but
us,
same logic. 75 with the same logic.
Yeah, just never get over, so I won't lose the game.
For this synopsis, Christian, can you give me like an old timey 1940s radio sound?
Come on.
All right. For y'all you lovebirds out there kissing over down at Kissin' Creek, I want you to wipe the steam off your windows from the condensation.
That's Titanic. You're doing the wrong movie.
Turn up the Platters, because that's what you're probably listening to.
Platters were the 50s.
Their favorite doo-wop group. What decade are we in again,
I don't think
Jim?
They had doo-wop.
40s.
The 40s. I want you to turn on
Yeah, World War II, bro.
your favorite.
Hey. How about you read this, pal?
I'll read the synopsis.
Stick to the script.
The Notebook. In 1940, South Carolina, mill worker Noah Calhoun, Ryan Gosling, and rich girl Allie, Rachel McAdams, are desperately in love. But her parents don't approve. When Noah goes off to serve in World War II, it seems to mark the end of the love affair. In the interim, Allie becomes involved with another man, James Marsden. But when Noah returns to her small town years later, on the cusp of Allie's marriage, it soon becomes clear that their romance is anything but over.
Good job, sir.
Thank you.
God, I love this movie.
This movie.
I love this movie.
I'm weak in the knees at the moment.
I love it. I have notes. I have notes for this.
Yes,
This
let's
is the
hear
most
your
prepared
notes.
I've been for any of these podcasts.
Will you pull those up, Christian? The budget for this film, $29 million.
Okay.
It's not that much.
It wasn't, but I mean, $29 million is quite a hefty budget, though. I could do a lot with $29 million.
Me too. I could figure something out. I could buy myself a PS5 and an 8K TV.
Just one of them.
Just one of them, and that's it, because that's how much they're selling for basically now.
Box office recoup, Christian, would you like to guess?
I'll let Otis go first.
I'm horrible at this one.
Me too.
I don't know. Let's go with like $200, $300 million.
Christian?
I'll go with 150 mil.
50.
150 mil.
Yeah. No, $116.1 million.
Okay, so
That's
I
not
win.
bad.
Still a fairly big success.
Very big success.
But, I think what it was before any of these kind of movies were really popular. And I don't think any of these kind of romance movies make $1 billion. But this one definitely, like I told you, Christian, is what kind of set the standard for the next 15 years of romance films.
Yeah.
I think every film ever since then has been trying to kind of capture the same kind of feeling that The Notebook has, at least in culture. Maybe
Yes.
not necessarily in tone or movie, but definitely in its cultural stay.
What's like another movie that you guys think would?
A Walk to Remember,
A Walk
which is
to
also a
Remember.
Nicholas Sparks.
Yes.
Same author.
But
Same
I've
author of the books,
I've never watched it. I didn't read it.
I watched
So
it.
I
I
know
watched it. I enjoyed it.
It's good.
it was spoiled for me, which is why I've avoided it. I'm just like, why the fuck was it spoiled for me? I'm not gonna feel as much emotion as I.
No, you will.
I watched that with my high school
probably.
girlfriend in high school, and I remember in the time being like, so this is what it's like to be a boyfriend.
Oh, watching a romance movie.
And watching him be like, I hate this. This sucks. Where's the guns? Where's the explosions?
Otis and I wish we just had girlfriends in high school. So at least you have that, dude.
That's true.
It didn't last long.
Well, all right.
At least it lasted
All right.
and began.
It began. Yes.
Otis, this is, I think you've not been shy about it, but one of your favorite films.
You're goddamn right.
What is your favorite part about, tell me what makes it the all-time greatest in your book?
I think it's just how it all comes together. How it's narrated. I love it. How it just films like those very organic, natural moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. And I mean, for those that haven't watched the movie, I mean, the ending, it gets you right in
People
the
have seen it.
heart.
This movie's 16 years old, so go ahead and
I mean,
All
at
right.
the end, they just
fade off together.
they fade off. They're like perfect. They fade off together.
Noah
like,
says, or she says, Allie says in her deathbed, saying, "Do you think our love could take us away together?" And he says, "I think our love can do anything we want it to." And they fucking die together.
that's
and
fucking
that's
beautiful.
beautiful.
I
I have
just-
goosebumps right now.
Oh my god, it chills.
Okay, let's do a hypothetical. Let's do some role playing. I'm a girl that's never seen The Notebook.
Oh, you fool.
I need you two to convince me. For the listeners out there that haven't yet seen the movie and they're just like, I don't want to watch this.
Everybody's seen
This
it.
is your job. Hi, Alex. Hi, Otis.
What's up?
Looking for a movie to watch this weekend. What should I watch?
I hate this woman.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Otis, what should I watch?
The Notebook.
Okay, why?
Because it's only the best romance movie of our time.
But I don't know if I feel like being mushy gushy right now. Why should I watch it?
Then you should watch Die Hard.
Oh, the Christmas movie?
See, the fact that you got that excited for Die Hard.
Okay, you gotta convince me. Am I watching Die Hard this weekend, or am I watching what's it called?
See,
The Notebook.
Doesn't matter.
Notebook.
It sounds like you're already made a decision.
I feel like you already want to watch.
I'm just making it challenging.
You want to
I
go
feel
see
like
Die Hard
you-
with me, baby girl?
Yeah, what's up? How
right, let's
long?
go.
Tell me when to stop.
Now.
Good. That's an hour and 30 minutes. That's how long it is.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Just watch The Notebook.
Okay, look. We do improv on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is Thursday.
This is
Sorry.
the wrong episode.
I'm such a bitch.
Yes.
Well, we already know that.
Okay, let's take it back.
What's your favorite part of the movie? Because you
Yeah.
really like this movie too, and you're a huge romantic. I would say maybe my most romantic friend.
Probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably. It's
Openly-
between me
openly
and
roman-
Otis.
But you're the
No,
most
it's you.
openly romantic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otis is
I'm
very.
reluctant.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
reluctant.
yeah.
I'd say I
You have
do
to
it, but I'm.
really chisel into his hard exterior just to get to that creamy nougaty
Yeah.
core. But for you, you're just like covered in nougat,
I wear it on my sleeve. I'm like
dripping noug.
I'm like a backwards Ferrero Rocher. The chocolate's
Yeah.
on the inside and all the nougat's on the outside. Toffee?
Excellent. So tell me what's your favorite.
The storytelling, dude. The fact that there is the main storyline, but the bigger picture storyline is that the old person is Noah and that the person with dementia is Allie.
Do neither of you feel bad for James Marsden?
Of course,
Oh,
no,
I definitely
felt
did.
Terrible.
I felt horrible. I felt horrible for him. But this isn't the love story about whoever he is, James. This
Do you
is
think
about
he
Noah
finds
and
his
Allie.
love?
I think so. He's a good-looking man.
Look at him, dude.
Old money of the South.
Yeah.
Veteran.
It is interesting that
mean-
he does have it all going. That is like such the like iconic ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. Like
Yeah.
for anybody to be like, oh, you're dating again. What's your boyfriend do? He's like, oh, he actually doesn't have to work. It's like,
That's like-
oh, what does he do for fun? He rides horses.
That was
On
a
the
great scene.
beach.
I enjoyed
Wearing a sweater.
I enjoyed his outfit a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
when
was
you have a
very
lot of
cleaned
money,
up.
you get to dress really well.
That was really nice.
It's
He had
a
the
word.
turtleneck.
Although, do you think he looked better than Ryan Gosling? I liked Ryan Gosling's look a little bit more.
I love me
like-
a little rugged
yes, the-
notebook Ryan
the
Gosling.
used flannel is so much better than like a clean crew neck turtleneck.
Dude, how turned on though was Rachel McAdams when she found out that he built the fucking house.
I don't
He
know.
renovated
That's
his
a
dream
fucking-
house.
That's a panty dropper right there.
Because think about it. Let's break that down. First of all, you are such a machismo, manly man for
Machismo.
doing
I
all
like
of
that word.
this. Machismo. And also, he a man of his word. He made a promise as a young like teenager, right?
Yeah.
And said, I'm going to buy this home and I'm going to renovate it and turn it into my dream house. Right?
Gorgeous house.
And often, like a lot of guys nowadays will say shit just to get the girl. But
What?
something, no, I'm not. Why do you,
Who would do that?
who, right? Who would
Disgusting.
inflate the truth just to get in someone's pants?
Disgusting.
Not me,
Not me.
not you,
Not him.
and not you.
Uh-uh.
Because we're all gentlemen here.
Of the
And
cloth.
scholars.
Yes. Now, gentlemen
And scholars.
and scholars. Yes.
Thank you.
Lend me your ears.
You're gonna do a speech now? Okay, why do you like this movie?
Yeah.
Or why do you hate this movie?
Let it out. Accept it. Come on.
What this movie does really well, besides being a tentpole in cinema for redoing how romance is done in the modern era, also has an incredible way of telling such a bland and vague story that everyone feels like they can relate to it. And by making it so boiled down, everyone watches this film and gets so invested in it because they see parts of themselves or parts of their past relationships or parts of stories that they've heard from their parents. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. You can watch The Notebook and then you feel like you know Noah. You feel like you understand the heartbreak that they're going through and stuff like that. And for me, that's what kind of pulls me out of it is like, oh, this is just such a like a formulaic story. But then like if you just enjoy the film, right? Like because I want to enjoy the film and just watch it and be part of it. You fall for them. You get so invested, and then it is so beautifully told. It is such a simple story, but told so beautifully. Yeah. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not done well, right? Yeah. It's like a good gravy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, way to take it back.
Doesn't have to be complicated to be delicious.
All the listeners eating gravy right now are like, oh, that's right.
Just stand up in the middle of dinner clapping.
Yeah,
that's a
Wait, can you take your headphones off at dinner, please?
Excuse me, Jonathan. Fucking listen to me when I'm telling you about my day.
So let's hear some of your notes, OP.
Yeah.
I mean,
OP tries.
I just from opening scene, they dance. That's a big scene for me. So flash forward to present time. They're dancing their first dance together in the middle of the street with music. He's like bum bum. He's humming. Then the radio comes on. She's wearing red.
Mm-hmm.
We flash forward to present as she's old. They dance again. She's wearing red.
Oh, I didn't realize
dance
that.
The final scene where they're dancing together when she remembers Noah. She's the same song.
Yes.
It was foreshadowed in the beginning to the present time. It's like beautiful. One of my favorite quotes, and anyone that knows me and knows The Notebook knows that it's my favorite. It's when they're arguing with the dad and the mom. She's like, he's trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allie says, you don't look at daddy the way I look at Noah. You don't touch or laugh. You don't play. Mm-hmm. You don't know anything about love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. A 17-year-old saying that.
But there's something so pure about your first love, right?
It's true.
You do feel so. When you first fall in love, you love so entirely and so completely because you don't know any other way.
You love with all your heart.
You love irresponsibly.
You don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's lucky for her that that love lasted and works out. But
I mean, either way, she was winning.
Yeah,
she was either gonna get Noah or
James Marsden, dude.
I mean, that's a win-win no matter what.
She was in a hunk sandwich.
Just saying.
For sure, dude.
I would just say hubba hubba.
Oh, bubble tape.
Hubba bubba.
Yeah.
Hubba bubba bubble gum.
But I think, you
don't like that one?
No, take that off the shelf.
No, I like it.
I like it.
That's gonna be a new T-shirt.
That's not an impulse buy.
Hubba bubba bubble gum. That's what I'm gonna say next time I see a beautiful woman.
Hubba bubba bubble cum?
Bubble gum.
Oh, that's why I was disgusted, dude. I thought he said hubba bubba bubba cum.
All right.
Which is on brand for some shit that he would say.
No.
Yes. Listen to any episode. Listen to any episode.
Or just pick your best friend now.
So another note that I love about The Notebook is...
Yeah, what else you got?
Tell us what you got in your notebook.
Okay. For as many times as I've watched this movie, I had an epiphany of watching it. Yes, I know I'm probably going to get judged. I finally realized why they called it The Notebook.
You know what? I will say they don't explain it. And
they don't.
And I did some studying, and that's how I learned about it.
It popped into my head once again.
There was a scene that they cut out where they explained why it's called The Notebook.
And I was like,
go ahead.
well, I think it was like in the beginning, for the first time viewers, it's like he's reading. And I was like, oh, that's a diary. Mm-hmm. And then you look back on it. And then at the end scene, it's like, read this to me every day, and I'll remember. I'll come back to Noah. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm like, oh, this is Allie's notebook of their love. Like, I thought it was Noah. At the longest time, I thought it was Noah's diary. Yeah. Like, oh, this is me writing what happened in my life. No, this is Allie's, which I was just like, wow, like epiphany.
It's the reverse 50 First Dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You see it at the end of the movie, like there's a zoom in shot of what he's been reading to her. And it says, by Allie Calhoun, because they're married, a story of our love for Noah Calhoun. And that's just so beautiful. Another reason why this movie is so good is, I want to go back to James Marsden. You asked if we felt bad for James Marsden. No, yes, we do. And that's what makes this movie even better. It's very cheap. It's a cheap shot to make the villain hateable, but it's always a fucking seller when you make the villain or the antagonist lovable.
Like, I don't even think he's the villain or the antagonist. I think the
mother.
The antagonist is probably the mother.
Yeah.
But I think it's even more ethereal than that. I think the antagonist of this story is the loss of innocence.
Okay, dive
growing
deep
up
into that.
and heartbreak, and I think that's the antagonist of this film. Is like time. Time is like you remember the How I Met Your Mother episode when Robin's like, chemistry is one thing, but a relationship takes two things: chemistry and time. And chemistry is easy, but timing's a bitch.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just that kind of thing. I don't know if the antagonist is necessarily James, because I don't feel bad for James Marsden. I know we're supposed to hate. I don't even think we're supposed to hate James Marsden.
We're not supposed to.
I don't think
But
so.
like,
Because he did nothing wrong.
but I think what it comes to is we like Noah so much, and we feel so much for her relationship with Noah that when she has such a nice and good relationship with what's his name, Lion. I'm gonna call him Lion. When she has such a good relationship with James Marsden, that's kind of like what you hope. I think a man like Noah, knowing that, at least at the time when he thought he would never have her again, right? When he sees her on the bus and kind of chases her down, hoping that he can like stop her and see her, and then he sees her happy with James Marsden, who like totally grabs her ass in front of him. That was
It's his fiance.
brutal.
It's a little dirty.
That's brutal for
that's
for
the first
Ryan
thing you
Gosling.
see.
But like, so in that like moment of like, oh well, I guess she's moved on. Like he should be happy that she has somebody like James Marsden, right? Because like that's exactly who she should be with. That's the script, is her being with a person like James Marsden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Also for a little bit more context, like Ryan Gosling was also under the impression that she read his letters and just never responded. So there's a little bit
a
of
lot of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
a lot of miscommunication, misunderstanding, and thus creating a lot of resentment toward her. Animosity, because it wasn't a healthy departure, but that's because of the mother.
It's because the relationship wasn't all that healthy. Remember, like, even, I thought it was interesting. I'd never noticed this. I've seen this movie a million times. But they talk about how, like, when they were first dating over the summer, how many, like, arguments they would get into and shit like that. And, like, wasn't that such, like, a young puppy love sort of thing? Like, it's
beautiful.
You're so into it, and, like, it's your relationship's so fierce and so hot that, like, every fight's the worst and every kiss is the last.
best,
And, every...
speaking of that, it was like one of the scenes that's one of my also one of my favorites. Very subtle. It's like during like they're talking about all the little things they're doing during summer, the flashback. He's like, get in the water. Get in the water. Get in the water. Get in the water. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Get in the water.
sorry,
like,
baby.
I just thought that was so like that's
Good.
something that's something fun, something I could see myself doing. Get in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Get in the water. I just
yeah,
thought that
you
was
do
really
get very
cute
intense.
and
Very
very
cute.
like organic, very like natural.
It's the ability to be what did you say earlier? To just like to love entirely.
Yes.
And that could come in a bunch of different colors and languages, right? Sometimes like couples argue with each other because that's how they could get that
Horny.
intense emotion. Sure, it could lead to horniness and a fucking. But
easy. It's Thanksgiving, bro.
sometimes, couples argue to get that attention that they haven't been getting from each other. Because even though it could be anger, frustration, at least you're focused on me. To be able, Otis and I, we get mad at our girlfriends, and like, if it's not real love, if you're just too nice to your girlfriend and you're just not confrontational about anything. And that's basically like how Ryan Gosling was. He was able to like yell. He was like, there was like that montage of them fighting and then just immediately kissing.
And then fighting again, then kissing.
Dude, yeah.
It's a great...
That's loving entirely.
I love this movie.
Any more notes from either of you guys?
Otis has a million. I mean...
You want to read more?
I do know this movie was originally supposed to be made in 1996.
Really?
With Steven Spielberg directing, and he wanted to have Tom Cruise play Noah.
I wouldn't have liked it as much.
But that would be a younger Tom Cruise?
A 96 Tom Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it would work. I don't know.
I think Ryan, it's
Ryan
just
Gosling's smooth.
It's like one of those things.
I bet you the girl would have been like Nicole Kidman or something like that.
No,
I would have been cool with that.
No.
And then the other guy would have been
Who?
Johnny Depp.
Well, he's canceled, bro.
He'll be fine.
No, he still has
he'll
a
be fine.
career, I
He's
think.
canceled,
He's
bro.
going to become a rock star now. Honestly, mark my words. 5 years, Johnny Depp's going to be the biggest actor again.
I hope so.
In 5
He's
years,
a
he might be
phenomenal
dead,
actor.
bro.
In the second Pirates of the Caribbean, barring his death, in the second of the reboot Pirates of the Caribbean, he's going to come back at the very end cameo, and then his whole career is going to come off again. Anyways,
It's possible.
back to the
Well,
Notebook.
he's such a fan. I do miss him. I mean, it sucks that he's had some issues with his personal life.
His last few movies were not good.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to say one thing before we jump into more notes is something I researched, which blows my fucking mind, is that Britney Spears, Reese Witherspoon, Jessica Biel, and Jessica Simpson all auditioned to play Allie.
I would have loved to see Britney Spears in this.
No.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
this
'Cause she-
movie would have been
you know,
ruined.
this
You would have the-
was casted perfectly.
Britney has a real Southern Belle accent.
I
Yeah.
could give two fucks about that Southern Belle accent.
Well, you'd like it when Rachel McAdams fakes it.
I love it.
I
when
love
she-
Rachel McAdams, so it's okay.
Yes,
and
as
I
long as she
love
doesn't
Ryan
fake
Gosling.
other things. You know,
She's
what I'm
faking everything. They all fake
Whatever.
it.
They're actors.
You know how many memes were created from this movie?
How many?
I've seen like 5 already.
What do you want? That's a meme.
That's a meme.
What do you want?
Where
What
Noah
do
comes
you
out
want?
with the towel, thinking she picked, or with the blanket, thinking like, "Oh, she didn't pick me. She picked the rich Southern dude." Comes out, sees his
She's
love,
there, and she runs into his arms.
smiles. I've seen that meme a bunch.
Those are good. What's your favorite scene,
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Christian?
gosh.
Scenes.
It's gonna have to be the scene where they are both old and she remembers him for 3-4 minutes and she says, "How long do I have before I go back?" And he says, "Nothing more than 5 minutes." And so they dance and she
Why doesn't he just read the last chapter to her in the morning?
No, there has to be a build up. Dude, you can't just be like, "I'm gonna read to you now." And they live happily ever after. She's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
She'd be like, "Oh,
What's the
you're
name
Noah."
of this? No, that's not how it works.
I think it would. I think
That's my favorite scene.
because then you could just be like, "No, I just finished reading you all of the beginning part. Don't you remember?" And then because she's heard it for years, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, you did just read the
You
beginning."
try that on a dementia patient, and you tell me how it goes.
She
Dude.
has Alzheimer's.
Is it Alzheimer's or
Yes,
dementia?
she has Alzheimer's.
What's the difference?
Dementia is a brain degenerative disease, and Alzheimer's is like a forgetfulness disease.
Let's go, nurse.
Don't quote me.
Don't- okay,
That was
thanks
a
for the
notice quote.
help.
No, but okay, I'm sorry. That is your favorite scene when she does recognize him?
Well, it's even though it's not the happiest scene. It's
It's
actually
maybe the saddest.
The most.
I think it
painful
actually
scene.
is the saddest for me.
because right
It
where
should
the
be happy though.
the tears come when you see Noah's reaction to her freaking out to her sundowning is what they call it.
Yeah.
And he's just crying because that's the biggest contrast. Like I'm so close yet so far, right? You remembered me for such a split second that maybe this is a miracle. Maybe you'll never go away again. Maybe you'll stay in this mindset and remember me more than 5 minutes. But once she freaks out and it's like, oh, I have to start over. I've worked hours and hours telling you this story to get you back to me. And like the fact that the nurses have to say, today's a good day or today's not a good day, Noah, meaning that he's been doing this for so long and he knows how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. But it has to take something more than science, a miracle.
Of course.
For her to remember him for longer than 5 minutes, man. And so that's my favorite scene because that's where the fucking tears just come running down. Did you guys cry during that?
No.
As Alejandro's crying right now. How about you, Otis? Did you cry during that?
I didn't cry, but I
that's not the scene
definitely
that
was
I
in my
cried.
like. Don't get me wrong, I was in my feelings though. I was like, God, this is so sad. Like, just like imagine that is your story.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about, put yourself in their shoes, and you're just like Noah sits and just looks at like after that scenes, he goes back to his room, looks at his photo book or his photo album of all the things they did over the years, and you're just like, wow, this man is just gone through it. How many times has this happened? And then he has a heart attack in the morning.
Ugh.
Like what? Like I don't know. I
Spoilers.
said, I was definitely in my feels. Like, oh my God. Like
He says illness is just a relative term. It's just me winding down or some shit like that, breaking down or some shit.
something like that. And I'm just like, yikes, man. This
It's a very heartfelt, heart-wrenching movie.
I can't say this enough. I love this movie.
Alejandro hates this film. That's why he has
don't-
his arms crossed.
I don't hate it. This is my comfortable position. Don't be a dick. I don't hate it. I have a tough time watching romantic films right now. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be honest. When this was suggested, I was kind of like, "Fuck, I don't want to do this film," because I have been avoiding like even rom-coms.
Yeah.
Because I just don't even. I'm just like so not even interested in romance right now.
When I told him that this is the movie you chose, his first words were, "UGHHHHH."
You know, when this movie
Oh,
first
did I
came
not hide
out,
it well?
no, we all know you did not want to watch
Yes,
this.
you made it very obvious.
But I did it, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
You know, I was the same way. When this movie first came out, I refused to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I refused to. I was like, nah, I'm a guy. I don't want to watch this movie. No way. And then you watch
At
it.
11 years old.
And then I was just like, of course, nobody wants to watch it. Like,
I mean,
an 11-year-old want to watch this?
Nah, a 27-year-old doesn't want to watch it.
we watched this in my psychology class in high school, and I cried so hard to not cry
man.
because, like, when you're
That's the time to cry.
No,
because
no.
then
Yeah,
all the girls, because then all the girls will be like, "Wow,
he's so sensitive.
Christians."
obviously Christian sensitive. People know that already, but there's a balance, dude. I had to be more of a man at that time, or like
I
masculine at the
definitely
time.
would have squeezed a tear out.
One tear,
I'd be
one or two
squeezing something
tears.
else out.
But that's
A shit? Yeah.
what you're doing. Wow,
That'll
this movie
happen.
makes me have to poop.
Gonna go to the bathroom again, sir.
I gotta go.
The people think I'm jacking off in there.
No.
To this movie, bro.
Not erotic though.
By no means, no.
No, the sex scenes, they're passionate, we'll say.
But they're
There's
not
only two.
super erotic. They did have to cut. It was originally rated R, and they had to cut some of the sex scene down.
Like, why was Rachel McAdams like fully nude in the rated R version?
I don't know that. I didn't know. They didn't. I haven't seen it.
Release the rated R cut.
Release the Cassavetes cut.
Release the Notebook cut.
Yeah,
Notebook Director's Edition.
this movie, Nicholas
6 extra
Sparks.
seconds.
Nicholas Sparks based this. This is based on a real story. It's based on his girlfriend at the time, her grandparents is what it was. To know that this actually, like, I don't know how much was fabricated or exaggerated for Hollywood, but to know that this was even remotely true just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like my past breakup. Sorry, only one girlfriend in the past.
It's not, we weren't going to call you on that.
I didn't say
No,
anything.
this is for the listeners.
Wow.
This is for the
Somebody's
listeners out there
defensive about
saying,
it. Hey, it's not about the body count, bro.
yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's about the content
Yeah.
of the bodies.
What?
I don't know.
You don't even
Just
know
grab
what
it.
you're
Just
saying
cut it off.
anymore.
Anyways, cut that part out.
Otis, any more notes on your end? You took a slurry of notes, yeah?
I did. It was more like just scenes, that just really.
List them off. What are some of your favorite scenes? Some listeners want us to talk about their favorite scenes, and I'm sure they line up with theirs. Yours line up with theirs.
Another good scene is right after one of my favorite quotes. The quote I just stated earlier was, Noah stands up as the parents are arguing with Allie inside, in their I don't know what do you want to call it? That office, the
Plantation Manor.
Sure, whatever. And he just hears it. And you just see Noah's stomach. He grabs his stomach and he's like, oh my. Like,
Farts.
No. But he just like, you can see like, oh, my stomach hurts. Like we've all had that
been ripped
feeling
out,
where it's
yeah.
like, your heart just gets ripped out. You're just.
Because he
you
loves
feel
this girl.
sick. And, she runs out after him and he's like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, they break up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, fine. And she's like, I'm just kidding. No, I'm sorry. We'll talk about this in the morning.
So real.
It's like, God.
It's so real.
And it's like, more kudos to Noah, knowing that unfortunately, he's technically, that girl's out of his league.
Yeah. Well, it's just
Like,
realistically,
Especially back then.
she says, I don't have to go to school. I want to stay here with you. And he says, that's my point exactly. No one in a relationship wants to be the person anchoring their
Holding
significant
them
other
back.
down. Right?
You
should be escalating each other.
It's like that Dolly Parton song, the Whitney Houston, the Whitney Houston does.
I Will Always Love You.
Yeah, like the
That's a
words.
beautiful song,
the
too.
words to that song. It's like, to me, I don't necessarily think of that song as like a love song. It's more of like, I like know that I'll always
Yep.
love you,
Yep.
but I don't want to stand in your way.
The
and I don't
first
wanna be,
verse.
Yeah.
If I should stay, I would only be in your
Exactly.
way. Wow.
So it's like,
wow.
yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I love that song so much. And like, as silly and like overplayed as it is, like it's
a
also
beautiful song.
underappreciated in the fact
I think
of
people don't actually listen to the song.
it. Exactly.
They
That's
they
what- yeah.
hear it, but they don't listen to it.
They're like, I'm waiting for Whitney to do the
Exactly.
key change.
But it's
Yes.
like listen. Like I think that goes for a lot of songs actually. Like
Like
listen
Born in the
to
USA.
it. just listen to it. Sure, I mean,
Back that ass up. Listen to it, because it's dirty
actually
as fuck
about-
when you dissect
It's
that
actually
song.
about backing up your hard drive
Yes, because you don't ever know
when your
what.
computer will crash.
exactly.
When that song came out, computers crashed all the time.
Yes, back that thing up, as in that USB or external hard drive that
Yeah.
you got.
That thing is the name of his hard drive. So it's like, back that thing up, bro. That's what people are telling him.
Yeah, Juvenile the rapper really had a lot of precious files of photos with his family.
On that
of
thing.
course,
He
of
called
course.
it that thing.
That thing.
He's like, I got that thing on me.
Name of the file, that thing.
That thing.
Back it up.
Dang, 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 dang.
But really, though, like a lot of music nowadays, you could have the best melody, the best producing, and a great beat. But songwriting, really, you have to appreciate the lyrics behind it, because it's so many songs have been made nowadays that how are you going to stand out? And that's Whitney Houston's song is such a good song to represent their love.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people's love.
Yeah. Well, that's why this movie's so good, is that even a movie that took place in the 40s, us in 2020, we can relate to it.
The
Right?
40s?
This movie takes place in the 40s, not
Yeah,
Bodyguard.
in the 40s.
Oh, I'm so...
I know. I thought it was talking about Bodyguard too, and I was like, no. That,
No, yeah, I'm talking about The Notebook, the movie we're reviewing.
Yes,
This
yes.
movie is timeless.
Yeah.
It actually, it is. I will say one of the scenes that takes me out of it every single time is the whole World War II thing, because, okay, I'll just say it right off the top. One, he says he spent 6 months in North Africa chasing Rommel. The Americans were only in North Africa he said he was there for 2 years chasing Rommel. The Americans were only in North Africa for like 6 months. So that means he spent 18 months just fucking off in Africa before he went to Germany
Bro,
to fight the war?
you got boot camp.
In Africa?
You got.
That's not what he's doing.
I'm just
in
saying.
No
you got,
way, bro.
You got boot camp.
And then,
you got
and then
training.
when E from Entourage dies, that's the worst
acting.
acting ever.
I was so sad.
When E dies, it's just like, that's why you're a manager, E. That's why you're not supposed to be in front of the camera.
I mean, hey, I like E.
That's for all of our Entourage
There
friends
was
out
just an explosion. For those of you that know who they're talking about, that's Finn from the movie,
Yeah.
the
Or
best
E.
friend.
there. E from Entourage.
E from Entourage.
The best friend from Entourage.
Yes, always the best friend.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There was just an explosion, and then it doesn't show him get exploded.
No,
you just see
it
him
shows
in
exactly what happens. An airplane came, started
Strafes.
shooting, dropped the bomb or whatever. Explosion, boom! Everyone spreads, hits the ground. That's what you're supposed to do. And then he just happened to be a casualty of
dude.
war.
Damn. It's very much like how Bubba Gump died in
No,
Forrest Gump.
not at all.
No,
Bubba
I
Gump
wouldn't-
was shot.
Yes.
And,
No, but I'm
and-
just the best friend died in war, and the main character had to go back without the best friend.
Yeah.
That's all. That's really the only relationship that.
It's
One
kind
was
of like
World
an
War
Up
II.
then, when like
Yeah.
the girl, when Up's old ladies died.
Exactly. No, I'm glad you get
really
it.
sad.
I'm glad you get it. We're on the same page now.
You could say that about any movie with death.
That's true.
Would you guys be as so bold as Ryan Gosling to have done what he did at the Ferris wheel to get Allie's attention?
Fuck
Yeah.
no. Do I look like I have the
Crazy.
upper body strength to hang? I'm dying, dude.
That guy's dead.
I'm dead.
Oh man, this story wouldn't have existed.
I'm gonna hold on. Hey, will you go on a date with me? She said yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, here's my number. You reach into your pocket.
I'm dead. No, I would never do that.
What a crazy way to die.
Right, yeah, this guy was trying to
imagine
ask me out on a date.
Imagine if that movie ended right there. He just lets go, falls, snaps his neck, and it's just credits.
But at the
5-minute
same
movie.
time, if he was to fall, I mean, that's how.
That date's ruined. That's how you make sure she's not
what's his
getting
name?
it.
I can't.
Oh, James
Lon
Marsden's
met
character.
Allie in the hospital in a full body cast.
He fucked up. So
Yeah,
fucked up.
But he was also hurt in war.
Not from a Ferris wheel in gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling him down.
He had a full body cast. I want to know what happened to Lon. I want to see that army fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Clearly something happened to him. How come he survived but Finn didn't?
because he's an officer.
It's that old money.
Yeah.
The old money, got him better care in the hospital?
Yeah.
Finn died immediately.
That's actually
Yeah.
a real thing, buddy. You got money, you get better care sometimes.
No, but
All
like
the officers get the armor.
Finn didn't even have the opportunity to be brought to a shit hospital. He
just died.
just died right there. He had no last words. He didn't even blink.
He was just like, oh, fuck.
And like Ryan Gosling was like, fuck.
I hope my
sad.
last words are good. I hope it's not something like, fuck, I didn't turn the stove off.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah, or like if I don't get a word out, just like I have to say something. I should say something. Fuck.
It hurts. It hurts. It
Yeah,
hurts.
not this way, please. Oh God, someone cover my dick, please. Oh, God.
At your eulogy, I wouldn't know what to
fuck.
say. His last words were,
Someone cover my dick, please.
Someone cover my dick, please. And he,
Oh God, is that my dick over there?
that's
Is that my dick? Is that my dick on the floor?
oh, like in 21 Jump Street.
He shoots his dick off.
He shoots his dick off. Yeah.
Oh man.
This movie was incredible,
I
though.
love this movie.
It's. Will there be a sequel? I'm kidding.
The best joke we've made in the history of the podcast. Honestly, that's the best thing you've ever said.
Thank you.
You said it with the most conviction. Oh my God. That was so good.
I mean, hey.
Oh man.
The
Will
answer
there
is
be a
yes.
remake? You think there'll be a remake?
Ooh, let's recast it. It's
Timothée
hard.
Chalamet, Saoirse Ronan,
I don't even know who these people are.
and then James Marsden will be replaced with...
James Marsden, honestly, he could play himself.
No,
again.
James Marsden's going to play Old Man Noah.
You think so?
I think that would be better. I think he's aging way more gracefully than Ryan Gosling.
No,
No.
Ryan Gosling still looks
Yeah,
They're
very
exactly
good.
the same.
I know. It's
Yeah, that's great.
So he's not aging.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Ryan Gosling's not aging well. Not that he's not aging at all.
I haven't seen him age yet.
Yes.
Who do you think would be a good James Marsden?
Who's gonna replay Ryan
Tom
Gosling?
Holland. Tom Holland will be the new James Marsden.
He needs to bulk up.
He needs to bulk up. He needs
And
to get a little
Timothée
more
Chalamet
mature.
will be...
Who is? Oh, I know. That's the guy from The Last King, right?
Yeah.
I like that movie. That was
Do you think that would work out?
Yes.
No,
I would
He's
love...
not rugged enough for that.
Guys, they're supposed to be ugly. That's why they picked Ryan Gosling. He wanted an ugly man.
Ryan Gosling is a
Yeah,
beautiful
Nicholas
looking man.
Cassavetes said he's like, I wanted someone ugly for this film, and then he cast Ryan Gosling.
My
No.
God.
Yes,
You're
that's a fact.
bullshitting me.
That's
Really?
that's a real fact.
As
Oh,
a
it's not a Alejandro fact.
Because all 100
as-
facts are usually like 80% true. That one's a real fact.
as a heterosexual man, I will say that my man crush easily is Ryan Gosling.
Over Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Wow, I disagree
100%.
completely.
No, and that
Ryan Reynolds, of all the Ryans, Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds.
There's another Ryan.
I've thought about this deeply. I'm
No,
gonna
I
have to
think
choose Gosling
I'm
still.
picking. No, there's another one. Who is there?
Ryan Reynolds.
No, there's three.
Those are the only two
Well, Ryan
hot
Gosling
Ryans
is
that
the
I
one
know.
I'm picking.
I'd pick Ryan Reynolds.
Okay,
Ryan
because of the sense
'Cause
of
he's
humor.
funny.
He's witty.
Yeah, and
talented.
his body.
He's great.
He's
yeah,
pretty
but
jacked.
also Ryan Gosling. We cannot say that he's not super smooth and charming in this.
Yeah.
I just think he's like, Gosling is so broody and so like of a quiet, mysterious person. I wouldn't enjoy hanging out with him because he'd be so quiet and into
But we're not
himself all the
asking-
time.
well-
Ryan Reynolds is an out there personality who's making jokes and hopping up on the piano and doing
This
a
is
little
true.
Richie
I
impression.
agree with you. I'm not saying Ryan Reynolds isn't hilarious and wouldn't be a good time to hang out with.
Ryan Reynolds is gonna like want to talk about poetry and shit, or Ryan Gosling's gonna want to talk about poetry and shit, and Ryan
What's
Reynolds
wrong
is
with
gonna
poetry? I
like
love
look at your
poetry.
Pokemon cards.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how Ryan Gosling is in real. I hear that he's a great person.
See?
He loves dogs. He donates to
He's
a
married
dog
to
charity.
Eva Mendes.
A dog?
right?
Yes,
His wife's beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
beautiful.
Ryan
Great on
Reynolds'
Desperate
wife is
Housewives.
beautiful. Well, are they still together?
Yeah,
I think they're still together.
She's
Yeah,
beautiful too. So I mean, hey, the Ryans are winning.
yeah, they're definitely winning.
What's her name? What's Ryan Reynolds?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Gorgeous.
Lively. I said Ively.
She looks great
Lively.
in that movie Savages.
I have to see that, but she does look
too.
great in Accepted. That's the only
that's
Blake
her.
Lively movie that I can think of at the moment.
What about the one she did with Anna Kendrick that was really bad?
I can't
A
remember.
little favor, do me a favor, something like that.
No clue.
Anyways,
I do want to talk more about this Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds thing. Ryan Gosling, well, he was just so smooth. Like the shit that he would say. This is one of the smoothest scenes in the movie was when he catches her the day after the Ferris wheel event. He sees her on the street and says like, "Hey, how about that date?" And she was like, "No, it's not happening. I just said that to, not so that you wouldn't kill yourself." And he says like, "No, but I could be whatever you want me to be." He's just like, "You're dumb. You're so dumb. I could be that." Everything he was saying, so fucking smooth. I would never be able to do moves like that if I were to try to woo a girl.
you could. You just have to remember those lines for later. That's what I'm always doing.
I don't think I'm quiet or mysterious enough as opposed to like Ryan Gosling. Like you don't know what's on his mind. Me, I'm super transparent.
Yeah, he has a good point.
Yeah.
I bet you could say those same words though in your way and it would still be good.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hit on you guys right now.
No.
And let's see how it goes. Otis
No,
first.
like,
why?
dude, like,
stop doing that.
You don't ever you didn't ever surprise yourself sometimes like when you say a really smooth line to a girl, you don't ever been like, man, that was good.
Definitely.
I do that sometimes and I'm always like really like wow, that was like a out of body experience.
The thing is that you guys
was
know
too
this
good.
about me. Like I'm too oblivious. Like
Yeah,
that
you are
when
really
I'm
oblivious.
flirting,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know that I'm flirting. It's just me being me, and it's you guys usually telling me like, "Yo, Christian, why were you hitting on that girl?"
Christian, why is this girl Cheryl with?
I was just talking to her about TV. Why? I don't know. Can you guys like you're fully aware when
Yes.
you're flirting with a girl? Like,
Of course.
it's a
I
switch.
turn it on.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
of
really
course.
like a subconscious, like natural animalistic thing.
I find it funny, like when I'm not flirting with girls and people be like, "Hey man, that girl's flirting with you," and I'm like, "Oh man, I wasn't even like trying." It's like what a waste for like
What a way.
what a waste.
Alejandro was telling me that he was looking at old messages and he was like, "Dude, I didn't know this girl was hitting on me.
Yeah, like
she was just throwing
Oh,
herself
no,
at
yeah.
me."
You come
hear
back
you.
to it sometimes you're like, God damn, you see like old comments on like Instagram or
You're like,
something.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Fuck, I missed those signs. Those couldn't have been any clearer. Because if you're not looking for, you know what I mean? Like you find what you're looking for, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how like wooing and hitting on people works. Like you get what you look for, like, and both parties have to be looking for it. Otherwise, it comes off as creepy or rapey or gross.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Oh, if someone's not looking for it.
Like you got to both be into it.
But look at Rachel McAdams was not into it. Ryan Gosling had to go
She
to
was
90
into it. No, she was into it.
from the get.
Yeah. Because like even when she was walking away, she was like, "Who was that?" She
Yeah,
kept
she
looking
was
back at
intrigued.
Noah. Like
She was
there was
intrigued.
always an immediate
I
reaction.
don't know girls well enough. I just would think at that moment I'd be like, "Man, that girl doesn't like me." And
On
like
to the next.
because girls will say that like, "Oh, that boy's so stupid," and then will secretly kind of like be interested.
And then he has his best friend, Finn E, set up the double date.
yeah,
Finny does a good job.
yeah, like let's go watch this movie. And Ryan Gosling was like, "You told me she was gonna be here. You told me she was gonna be here."
Yep.
We've all been in that boat, like where we would just go
Oh.
to a specific hangout, hoping that one person would be there. And like if that one person was not there, I'd be like, "Someone take me home."
Go. This isn't worth it.
I should have driven myself.
I'm walking home.
Is that better or being surprised when like someone like special is there? Like you're at a place and then
I
all of a
don't
sudden,
know.
all of a sudden they
Dude, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Like,
just think of the hypothetical of
think
back
about how
then.
cute it would be like if you were hanging out and then all of a sudden like your crush walks in.
I mean, that's definitely
Humana,
happened
humana, humana.
before, but it's like, yeah, you go like, love dub.
You
Boing, instant boner.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it crazy?
Well, no, that's not what I was going to
when you have a crush on a girl and you like you go to a hangout where she's present and you guys let's say interact for like an accumulative 1 minute or like have like a decent conversation for 1 minute. You go home that day and you replay that 1 minute over and over and over again, and you think about like what could I have said better? Did this work? And like you're thinking about like how much you stumbled on one thing, or like how was the hug goodbye that I gave her?
Did she feel my boner?
Does she? I don't even want to go on that bit because I shouldn't.
I haven't had a crush in like with a girl. That's very high school crushes. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Because like
crushes.
now as an adult, like if you have feelings for somebody, usually just like, hey, you want to? Maybe not in COVID times, but usually you're just like, yeah, you want to go do something? You want to do
But
something
it's
about
like-
this?
Isn't
feeling?
that the essence of the movie? This was a crush.
That turned
high
into a
school.
lifelong love.
High school crush.
Yeah.
Turned into it. So, I mean, like, yeah, you're right. We don't really have crushes as adults
No.
adults
Yeah,
anymore.
because crushes are very innocent,
Yes.
elementary, right? As opposed to now, we're more mature and responsible.
you
We
kind
have
of
to
make
think-
your intent
Known.
known.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Like, hey, I want to take you out.
I'm gonna put my wiener in and around your mouth, and we're gonna probably do that a couple of times.
We'll work on it, buddy. We'll work on that.
And-
No wonder I can't get a girlfriend.
With this, with this movie, did it hinder him when he was being so aggressive with it? Should he have just been happy for her when she was getting married? To find out that she was getting married?
wasn't his
he wasn't
fault. It
aggressive
wasn't
about
even-
it, dude. He didn't even go out and
He
seek her.
didn't go back. She came to
She
him.
went to him, bro.
No,
Remember?
but like, no, I guess what I'm saying, aggressive in the sense of like, all right, like I'm
Nah.
sleeping with you, you're staying with me. You know what this is doing with your marriage.
This is 100% her fault.
Nah. Yeah, she knew what she was doing. She didn't go to that house
thinking it was gonna be a nice cup of
Yeah,
tea.
because she already told homeboy that she was going to be gone for a couple of days.
She didn't tell him where she was going.
She knew she was going to be like out. What did she think was going to happen?
Dude, when she went back to the hotel and she got a phone call from James Marsden,
Exactly.
and she was like, "Who is this?"
You don't know
my
your own
God, you don't know.
fiancé.
Yeah.
That's so because
That-
you're just like
what a slap in the face.
Come on. So that's 100% her fault.
Yeah,
Noah
dude.
is the innocent party in this.
Noah got taken advantage of because he had already moved on.
Yeah.
Kind
He
of.
took his loss. He was like, I'm just going to build this out. Like, God, that man has taken so many losses.
I
in
did
this
think it was
movie.
interesting. What was his new girlfriend's name?
Martha Shaw.
Yeah.
Martha. I felt bad for Martha also
For sure.
because like she clearly loved Noah a lot.
Yeah.
But
and
he
Martha-
made it clear.
But Martha, like, I think, here's the way I think of it now, guys, and maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I have a feeling that you don't often get to love the person you first fell in love with, right? The person that you love so completely, like we just said, right? You don't often get to love that person for the rest of your life. So I think there's a number of people in this world who find the woman that loves them enough and they live with that person for the rest of their life. I think there's a story where Noah and Martha end up living the rest of their life together, and like that's the amount of love that they have
that sucks.
because life takes you in different directions and like things happen and relationships change. And so Martha and Noah, I think at one point very much had their life figured out and like this is how it's going to be, and like having Allie come back in and ruin that for Martha saw her whole life change and realized like here's this guy's chance to get that one love that like nobody gets. How am I going to be the one to stand in your way of that? And thus she takes herself out of the equation.
And she even says, you have given me something to look forward to in the future. Because what they had was something, but it wasn't
It wasn't it.
it wasn't it. And there's so
So-
many couples nowadays that settle with it. With
So
that.
do you believe that like there is only one true great love in your life, or do you think like
multiple. There has to be multiple. Too many
think
people on
there-
earth.
I think there are multiple.
Yeah.
I think
a soulmate idea? You don't think there's one
there's just
soulmate, one half
No,
to your other part?
I think that there are multiple pieces to a puzzle that fit.
Interesting. I agree. I mean, recently somebody asked me if I believe in the idea of soulmates, and I said I think statistically there's at least 700. If there's 7 billion
Yeah.
people, there's 700 soulmates.
I would
Then
hope so.
you just got to find the right person
And
and
the
the
right
right time.
time.
But I also do believe like I don't know if anybody, and maybe just because I'm super cynical now, but like I wonder if like anybody does truly like. Maybe they do. Truly, honestly, completely, entirely love the person that they're with for the rest of their life. Or do you get to a point in your life where you're just like, this is the amount of love that I get. This is the amount of love I'm putting out in the world. This is the amount of love I'm getting back. And thus, this is my life.
I think it just depends on how you look at the world.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, you see those people that marry, and unfortunately something happens to the significant other or something, and then they never remarry.
Sure.
They're content. They're like, I had my one love, and
that's that.
that's my one love for my one life.
Yeah.
And they're content. And then you have those other people who, might divorce or something unfortunate happens and they remarry and they're forever and eternally happy with their new significant other. They found the love of their life, but at the same time, they're going to go back to their, other significant others, maybe like grave, happy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
I
sure,
think you
sure.
can love
Multiple
people and you do have multiple soulmates.
It's just a different
Given
time.
the
It's a timing
yeah,
thing.
it's timing.
And also, as humans, we are constantly changing on a day-to-day basis. Our experiences, our traumas, our nurturing, everything is constantly molding us, even if it's like by the most infinitesimal way.
Is that a word?
Right? It's
Okay.
so small. Like depending on where you grew up, who you grew up with, who you've loved, who's loved you, how your heart's been broken. It does come back to timing, because where were you at this time? Would I have ever met so and so if I wasn't here at this time? Or would
Exactly.
I have, if I was 10 minutes late to this event, would I have met someone else, and would I have dated that person and gone off and become a completely different person? And so there has to be multiple soulmates for the multiple different versions of us that exist in different parallel universes, right?
Yeah, I think the multiple universe thing is a whole different thing. But
Now let's get into that.
I would love to, but we'll do that off mic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it is very interesting. I think Noah is extremely lucky to have had a woman like Martha understand what's happening, right? Because
She was mature enough to get
I mean, they
it.
both suffered loss
Yeah. Martha was a war
in different
widow.
ways, but I mean, like both of
that's
them
right.
lost,
I forgot about that part.
Both of them lost the love of their lives.
Yeah, and his came back.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I forgot that her first love died in
she
war.
wasn't just a side hoe.
So I'm sure she just
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had some sort of deep care for each other.
Definitely
and a connection.
Definitely
I mean, you make connections with women that like you know you don't love, but you know you make a connection with them.
But you see how much like Rachel McAdams really made Noah so happy. He loved her, and I'm bringing it back entirely. He loved her irresponsibly, and it's the type of love I've talked about this before. There are on a very black and white level. There are two types of love. There's the kind of love where you have the super high highs and the super low lows. Like I'm crazy about you, and I'm like intensively in love with you, but also you make me rip my fucking hairs out and you give me gray hairs and you stress me the hell out. It's the very high, very low type of thing. Or there's the one where you're coasting type of love where it's safer, I guess. Yeah. Which is a cynical way to put it because like love is such a crazy chemical, thing that it's crazy to call love safe. But sometimes people do settle for the safe love where you're not ever too hurt, but you're not ever too freaking happy. And on a black and white level, that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I also agree.
Are there any?
Did you get that off your chest, buddy? You feel better?
No, this movie just gives me like we're seeing it from
this movie.
We love this fucking movie. I'm gonna say it from the top. I'm Ryan Gosling.
You can be him.
And you're Finn.
Wait, why do I die?
And you're Allie's mom's old love from 25 years ago. Oh. He looked dope. I want to hear his story. Maybe that'll be part 2. That was crazy. She was creeping. Maybe that's the sequel.
It'll be the pre-book.
The prequel.
Oh, the prequel.
Not the notebook, the pre-book.
The pre-book.
I would like to read Noah's letters. I want to know if in some of those letters, because you wrote her one day for every one letter every day.
Would you like the quote? To be exact, it's one of my favorite quotes.
Let's hear it.
I wrote you 365 letters.
He wrote
dedicated.
1 letter a day for a year. 365 letters.
Yes,
Crazy.
that's how it works out. I guess it wasn't a leap year.
Nope.
Not
that
would have made the quote way more complicated.
366 letters.
But then it was like,
it was a leap year,
this
so
year.
Technically, he had an extra, but she didn't send it because the
one got
mailman
lost
would have
in the
lost
mail.
it.
So.
Yeah, you don't think not one letter got lost in the mail, huh?
No,
I don't know.
These mailmen in the 40s really on it.
Hey, through rain, sleet, or
Really
snow,
on it.
they were about it. Not anymore. Not now that Trump
No,
gutted
my
them.
fucking package is lost in transit for the past 2 weeks.
More
Great Bill
people,
Murray
more
movie.
packages.
Yeah, you're right. Also, the
Tax Jeff Bezos.
Give us money, Jeff
Before we get
Bezos.
started, I just want to talk about, I forget his name. Who's the other
Alex
dude?
Middleton.
No, not
James Marsden.
What's his last name?
Marsden.
Marsden. James Marsden. Can we talk about that part where he's like, I shouldn't have to convince my fiance to stay with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was being, honestly, imagine that. Your fiance cheats on you, comes back, you find out, she tells you everything, and he's calm. He's like, I have 3 options. I shoot him, I kick his ass, I break up with you. But in all 3 situations, I lose you either way.
Yeah.
This man is calm.
Realistic.
He's calm, realistic, and I'm sure he was angry, but I mean, how it was portrayed, he was just like, I love this woman so much, that of course I want her to be happy.
Yeah.
That's not how I would react if I found out my girl cheated on me.
Not how a lot of people
I
would
agree,
react.
but that's my point.
That's why he's
you feel so bad for him. That part was, I felt heartless.
So
and then in
brutal.
that one moment, I'm like, this fucking bitch.
it's
This fucking bitch.
At one point, we hate everybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of
Because
course.
even Noah gets kind of weird about it. Because
it's super emo.
yeah, he gets very in why are you building this house for some woman who you seem to have already moved on
It was a
from?
little dark, yeah.
It was a summer love. Let's not forget that. This was
Yeah.
probably the span of 3 months.
You were
3 months,
17.
roughly.
Now you're 20 something, bro. Grow up.
Yeah, 7 years later, dude.
Was it 7 years later?
Yes, sir. So they're in their mid-20s at this point.
Wow.
What's crazy with James Marsden? It's insane. I appreciate him for not being the weak person to be like, I'll still be with you even though you cheated on me. He was realistic. He was calm, but he knew that all 3 of those options, he can't be with someone that is obviously confused about her own love for that
And it
person.
wasn't just she banged him once. It was she clearly had very deep feelings for this person. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she slept with the stripper or something.
She slept with Noah and chilled for 2
Yeah,
days
she
straight.
chilled for a couple of days.
Like, zero guilt.
Her mom had to come get her. She wouldn't have known.
Oh, Rachel
Somebody come
McAdams, you
get
made
her.
some mistakes, Rach. Oh boy, girl.
Yeah,
what are
I
you
mean,
doing?
it's the storytelling. If the storytelling was told in the perspective of James Marsden and we saw him grow up and seen his previous heartbreaks and triumphs and seen his progression of
I'd watch
love
that
with
movie.
Rachel,
I'd watch that movie.
Of course.
Maybe that's the sequel.
The post book.
The post, there's the pre-book, the notebook, and the post.
The book note, because it's the opposite.
It's the book note, yeah.
It's the other side of the notebook.
The bookmark.
The bookmark is the story of the house.
Okay.
A lot of different. This could be an entire franchise, miniseries.
A whole universe.
A
The
whole-
notebook extended
I
universe.
thought
Nicholas
about that.
Sparks universe.
If they turn this movie into a series,
Make a video game.
HBO.
It was supposed to be a TV show.
Really?
They were trying to make it into a TV show, I think on the CW, back in
The
2015.
CW would have ruined it. So.
CW ruins so
they
many
ruined-
things.
And
They
then it
ruined a
was going to
lot.
be a Broadway show. But then COVID happened.
That might work.
Is that an Alejandro fact?
No, those are facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
You know what, man? You're a real piece of work, Otis.
Alejandro fact.
Everything everybody says about you is true.
That he's lovable, huggable, brave.
It's all true.
Thank you for your service in the army. Thank you for
at
your
McDonald's.
service at the hospital. Hey, nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. Some
Yikes,
people gotta feed
for
their
reals,
kids,
bro.
yo.
I go to McDonald's more than both of you combined.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I clearly have nothing against the people at McDonald's.
Otis once took a picture of me as a blackmail.
It's his screensaver if he calls.
It's a picture of me devouring a McFlurry, and this is when I'm losing weight
Where
and
was I?
very insecure about my weight. You just weren't there. I'm sorry.
You're probably in LA.
I
yeah.
like McFlurries.
No, not yet because I don't know.
Whatever.
But yeah, he has that as blackmail. I
have
don't
a
care
video.
now.
I don't even think it was blackmail. I just thought it was a good video.
Was it at least an Oreo McFlurry?
It was a Rolo McFlurry.
Rolo
You're
McFlurry.
a disgusting man.
I'll
Who's your
eat
best
it.
person on set?
More
Of
for me. I'm gonna have to give it to Ryan Gosling,
the lead man.
the lead man. I know that's a cop out, but this movie would have been the same without him.
OPP.
I love me a little Ryan Gosling.
I don't want to mess it up. I was going to give it to Nicholas Cassavetes for being an incredible director and making such a beautiful film, but let's give him the Ryan Gos trifecta.
Ryan Gosling. I think that his acting chops are just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Pheromonal.
Hormonal?
He has better acting. He does better acting in
He's
other
young
movies.
though.
At the time,
at
yeah.
the time, like
This is
given.
his first big film for
Because
sure.
prior to this, he was just the young kid in Remember the Titans.
Yeah,
And
the
so
goofy, silly kid from Remember the Titans.
this
yeah.
made
Guys,
him
he's from
a
the Mickey
hunk.
Mouse Club.
Yes, and that too.
He's the goofy kid from the Mickey Mouse
Exactly.
Club.
Now this launched his career into becoming
the
a Hollywood hunk.
heartthrob.
Yes.
Come on.
I agree, but I think La La Land was a better actor.
You know.
Oh, solid, because
I've yet
that's
to watch
more
that.
than a decade later.
That one, the ending of La La Land gets me every time.
We should watch that.
Ooh,
I'm with it.
Yeah.
it is.
I don't think it.
It
I
gets
thought
it
did
gets
good,
me more
though.
than
did
this one.
great.
It's incredible. It's Oscar award winning.
We'll
Yeah.
do it on an It Can't Be That Good episode,
Okay.
which will come out eventually.
ICBTG. Cool.
Yeah.
ICGTG.
Mm-hmm.
It can go to groceries.
That's
ICBTG.
we'll work on it, buddy. We'll work on it.
I give this movie a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. If I could give it any more, I would.
I mean, everybody's
5
got
out
to
of
see this
5.
movie.
5 out of 5,
Everybody should
Otis?
see
This
this
is a
movie.
beautiful movie.
This has to be like on the list of films every person should see because it is so.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It is such, and
It's
it is sappy.
amazing.
It is a romance
Man,
film,
I'm
but
with it.
I mean, so is Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
It's like, but way less racist.
Yes. Incredibly.
true.
Different times,
I'm so
but
happy.
this one's more evergreen. This one has it's not racist. It's historically accurate with the
With the time.
with the
What racist?
They had
You mean the
black
fact that there's no
servers,
black
right?
people in there? Oh,
Ali's
there were?
family,
Yeah.
they're black
Oh,
servers.
that's right.
They didn't pay any attention to it, but they did
pretty
do it for the accuracy of the 40s.
It would have been weird if they were like Asian or something. You know what I mean? Like, so they
Yeah.
had to do it right.
Yeah,
It was a timepiece in the South.
the Asians were too busy, like
In California, building
building
the
the rice.
railroads.
That too. Yes, definitely building the railroads.
I think that's not the right time, is it?
I don't know, man.
Who knows, bro?
Okay.
All right.
Making chop suey.
Wow.
Any
That's an
last
American
words, Otis? Thank you very much for bringing this.
Man, I'm just happy we did this movie.
I'm happy it's over.
Oh, you're just
How
accept
you doing, dude?
it.
How
Just
you guys-
accept it.
How's your guys' hearts?
I feel great.
I feel-
I'm so happy.
I felt so good after crying this movie. I was super congested afterwards,
movie-
though. It pissed me off.
This movie is great.
This movie's fantastic.
I love it.
It's watch
This
it.
is Otis approved. You guys got to check out this movie.
ICBTB approved. It is on Netflix. Check it out, baddies.
Yeah.
It's making Alejandro cry at the moment. Very dehydrated after watching this because just all my bodily fluids just exited. All right. I don't know. That was a weird way to end. But we're ending nonetheless. Okay. Oh, what's up?
I just want to shout out my coworker, Sarah Olson, for reminding me that this met the ICBTB podcast requirement.
What's this movie?
Yes, she reminded me that this met the requirement.
Nice.
Well, she does listen.
Sarah Olson?
Hi,
Olson.
Sarah.
Sarah
Thanks
Olson.
for listening.
Yes.
Hit us with that DM, girl. We'll give you some a free sticker if you do.
All right.
Because you are a shout out.
There you go.
See
you. Talk to you soon, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah. Hope all is
Laters.
well. All right, Otis. Bye.